Men are scary. I want to talk about that from a manifest it like a woman point of view. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, in this video, I want to talk about men are scary. So, I watched a video and this creator did a whole video entitled Men Are Scary. And I really want to talk about this video and what she said. And I really want this to be more of a big sis type of advice video. Like, girl, yeah, I've been there. So I'm gonna be real with you guys too. I did a whole video that I thought was so good. I hit those points and there was no audio. I hate that. I hate it. But I did, and there was no audio, but we're gonna try this again because hey, I got time. I'm a little hungry, but we are here. And maybe, because I did share some things that perhaps we need to keep behind a paywall and behind closed doors when it comes to women. So maybe it was for a reason. But yeah, so I want to talk about this video that I did see. And the girl was talking about how men are scary. And she was talking about the patriarchy and misogyny and that men are just like she hates men and men are terrible people. So here, I'll start here. I want to honor and acknowledge her rage, her hurt, her pain, her anger, all the things. Because, girlfriend, I had been there too. For a long time, I had a vendetta against men, and I wasn't quite sure why. But it actually is what got me in the feminine energy space to begin with, is I had to come to terms with that and actually unpack my vendetta against men. But in that video, she was talking about her fear and she was talking about her anger towards men. And I want to offer this take on that because here's the thing. Whether it comes to you centering men to be chosen, to be loved, or you center men based off your hate and fear for them. But either way, you're still centering men. And when you center men based off your fear and anger, they're winning. The patriarchal system is winning because that's exactly where they want you to be. They want you in fear. They want you to be scared. They want you to be angry. They want you to be an angry Black woman. That's exactly what they want. So in my last video, I also talked about how that system is so subtle. The patriarchal and centering men is so subtle because that's how our society operates, that even in my imagination, when I was visualizing, make sure the mic's on, when I was visualizing and imagining and trying to and creating from that place, even in my imagination, I was still centering men. That system infiltrated my imagination, my creative energy of my imagination. And that's winning. When you're creating from a place that centers men, if you're operating from a place of fear, if you're operating from a place of anger, if you're operating from a place of wanting to be chosen, they're winning. Now, on my channel, I talk about the two different spiritual journeys between a man and a woman. So for men, their spiritual journey to become self-actualized is to release of themselves, to become more sacrificial, to release of their ego, to let go of their ego. Whereas on the flip side, a woman's spiritual journey is to gain a sense of self, become full of herself, to become self-obsessed. That is the two different spiritual journeys between a man and a woman. And for women, for our spiritual journey, it is, and for us to liberate ourselves from the system and to become free, is for us to center ourselves and our pleasure. That is it. But whether or not you say you hate men, you're still centering men. Whether you're angry and you're operating from a place of anger, you're still centering men. They're still winning. That's exactly where they want you. So I had some notes. I want to make sure I hit some points. But women, especially when they start centering themselves and stepping into their power and their magic, are so powerful. And when you're operating from a place of fear and looking to the external for validation, for your power to be chosen, to have protection, all the things, that's you giving your power away. To break from that system is to center yourself and your pleasure, because your anger is poisoning yourself. It's like a disease. Just like when I was saying in my last video, when I was in creation, visualizing and imagining what I wanted to create, it infiltrated my imagination like a disease. And I was creating from a place that centered men. And when I say center men, I don't mean just men as the people. I mean centering masculine energy. And masculine energy is matter. Masculine energy is life. Life, when it comes to manifested like a woman, life is my man, but life is a reflection of my beingness. So I don't look to life or matter or the material world for my power or my beingness or my I amness. It is just a reflection. And so when I center myself and I step into my beingness, I step into my fullness, I become self-obsessed, life reflects that back to me. Ultimately, if I often take a spiritual approach to this thing, so I often take a spiritual approach to this, but ultimately, life is a projection of our psyche. And so when I say life is my man, life is the projection of my psyche, my beingness. And so it's important to center yourself. This is the key to your liberation and your freedom. And I can't say enough that you being angry and scared is literally them winning. They want to keep you there. They want you there. Now, like I said, I want to honor your feelings, your anger, but at the same time, be there, feel it, understand it, see it for what it is, but alchemize it. Don't stay there. I think your feelings and your emotions are important, because if I hadn't been angry, I wouldn't have realized some things. I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to take my power back, because anger is almost like poison. It will infiltrate everything. And so when you alchemize that ish into your power, that's when you start winning. Your pleasure is the key to decentering men. Your pleasure is the key to the collapse of the patriarchal system. You centering yourself and your pleasure is the key to the collapse of misogyny. Because the conscious mind, I say this all the time, the conscious mind, our awareness, the masculine aspect of ourself, the conscious mind, which we always say is only like 5% of everything, is, what was I going to say? Is an illusion. So I did watch, so I can already feel like this video is not going to be as good as the last one, but well, as long as the point gets across, I suppose. But I was watching this video by Anwar White, and he did a video about safety being an illusion. And I was like, yes, safety is an illusion. Because again, what are you scared of? If life, my man, is the reflection of my beingness, what am I afraid of? It is a reflection. Because what it boils down to is trusting in yourself, and to step into your fullness, to be in your beingness, is to center yourself in your pleasure. When you distort it, the distortion is centering men. That is a distortion. And when you distort it in that way, that's when life reflects narcissists, toxic relationships, abuse, all the things, because it's flipped. And so when you flip it and scary things start showing up, like narcissistic men and toxic relationships and abuse and all the things, then you start believing you need safety. That's the illusion. That's the illusion. A lot of that is illusion. I won't get into all of that in this video, though I did in my last video, but maybe that was for a reason. Why the audio is not working for a reason. But when I talk about decentering men, I don't mean just men. I mean these systems, looking to the external for validation, looking to the external wanting to be chosen, looking to the external for anything, because the external is matter. It is life, my man. So I decenter my man, life, and start centering myself and my pleasure, because it goes beyond just a romantic relationship with a man. It's so much more than that. That's why I say it's more about decentering masculine energy versus men, because it's not just about a man or men. It's about systems. It's about wanting to be chosen by whoever, not just men. Seeking validation outside yourself. That's what that is. Looking for your power outside yourself. That's what that is. So we go back to, who am I? We sit in the stillness and we go back to the original thought. Who am I? That foundational energy. The foundational energy, the cosmic womb, the ease, the flow, the effortlessness. We go back to that. We start stepping into that. All things are possible. All potential exists. And we come from that place and we start choosing from that place. Everything changes. We start creating from that place. We stop operating from fear. We stop being in anger. We stop creating from centering men, the illusion. Because what's real is all the cosmic womb, the grace, the flow. That is what's real. And stop moving and operating from fear and anger. Feel the things, but alchemize it. Go back to who you are. Ask yourself that powerful question. Who am I? Who am I? As me, all things are possible. That foundational feminine energy where all potential exists. Centering men is, whether it's, like I said, to be chosen, to be loved, or to hate them and to be angry. Both of them are centering men. And it's keeping your power outside of you. Whether it's angry and in fear, and being scared, or wanting to be chosen, wanting to be validated, and wanting to be loved. Either way, it is robbing you from your power and your magic. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Another thing she said in that video, she said that she hates when she hears people talking about the patriarchy and decentering men, and then they'll have a disclaimer about not all men are like that. I'm not talking about all men. And she hates that because all men are that way. And I will have to disagree with you on that one. Because when you start changing who you are and your beingness, my man, life will reflect something different to me. And not all men are like that. If you keep operating from a place that's keeping you small, because centering men will keep you small, will keep you stuck, will keep you imprisoned by that system, it will keep you in a loop. If you're operating from this place, your reality, life is going to reflect narcissistic men back to you, toxic men back to you, men that want to suppress you and keep you small back to you. But when you start centering yourself and centering your pleasure, life is going to reflect a different reality back to you. I've seen it. When I was operating from that place and I had a vendetta against men, that's all I saw. Gotta make sure the mic's on. That is all I saw. But as I step into my beingness and I start centering myself and my pleasure, I start seeing different. That system is starting to collapse. Things start to collapse. The Y is already collapsing. It's already starting. The Y chromosome is already collapsing. The system is collapsing. But you got to stay in your power. You got to stay centered. Don't let them take you off course. Don't let them have you being exactly what they want, have you exactly where they want you, being the angry Black woman, scared and in fear, giving your power away, seeking validation and wanting to be chosen, competing with other women, comparing yourself to other women. They got you exactly where they want you. They're winning. That's exactly where they want you. Hopefully, second time is a charm. This better have worked. Anyways, you guys, that's all for this video. Obviously, I'm going to talk about this some more. But again, decentering men is not about men. It is about you. It is about you. Who are you? Who are you being? Who are you being? That's what it's about. It's not about you thinking men don't exist and ignoring men, hating men, being scared of men. That's decentering men. That's not what decentering men is about. Decentering men is centering yourself. It is centering yourself in your pleasure. That's what that's about. It's not about all the other things, like acting like they don't exist and ignoring them and hating them and being scared of them and being angry. And I honor your feelings. Feel it. It's important that you do. But you got to alchemize it and step into your fullness and realize that you are every in this very now moment. All potential. As me, all things are possible. I am everything. I lack nothing. That's where your power is. That's where your magic is. Don't let them steal it from you. Anyways, you guys, that's all for this video. I got to go. I'm hungry. But hey, if you're new to my channel, subscribe. I talk about feminine energy, spirituality, womanhood, all that jazz. And if you like that kind of thing, I think you'll like it here. So you can subscribe and I'll check you in the next one. Peace.